Okay, so one of the very first things we want to do is we want to come over to chat.openai.com. Now listen, it's important that you come to this web address with the HTTPS, the secure site, chat.openai.com. There are a lot of scams out right now, and if you type in chatgpt, there are a lot of weird websites, apps, different things that come up, and they could be scams or they could just be models that don't work as well. So make sure that you are at this website, and then all you want to do is sign up. You click the sign up. You can create it with your Apple account, your Google account, Microsoft, or create your own. Of course, I used my Google account. So go ahead and do that, and let's jump in and take a look at what it looks like inside. All right, now we're inside of mine, and I just want to show you around a little bit if it's your first time in here. So over here, these will be your chats or your conversations, as many people refer to it as. You can create a new one here, and so I just did that. Now, most of you will default in the free account to ChatGPT 3.5. It's free to everybody, and then there's the option, if you're a paid member, to have this ChatGPT 4. I'm struggling with that this evening. But 3.5 should be sufficient for anybody right now. So just so you know some things, when you do go over to 4, there is currently a cap of 25 messages every 3 hours. It's a little bit slower and clunkier, but the result and information are a little better, more up to date. And then, of course, you do have an app store that you can use with the 0.4. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's go back to chat 3.5. So what I would probably start with is I've already put out a couple videos about how you can use this to write a cover letter. You can use it to create recipes, but just have fun with it. Treat it really in the beginning just like Google until you get familiar with it. So you can have it write me a song about Dayton, Ohio, and include Bill's Donuts in that song. Make it funny. And it will begin to write a song for you. See, pretty fast. And it included Bill's Donuts. I'm not going to take the time to read it to see how funny it is, but that is something you can do. You can say, I own a residential cleaning business. Please write me a cold email to potential customers. And as a marketer, I can tell you a lot of these emails are really good. I've been surprised at some of the things it can do marketing wise. But these are just some fun things that you can start to play with it, right? I would never have an email cold this long, but stop generating. You get the idea. But I would continue to kind of just do some fun things. Plan me a 7-day diet. I am following the Atkins diet and only have $70 to spend this week. And there you go. Write out the diet for you. Make sure that you stay in ketosis, and give you some other little things there. So that would be what I recommend first, is just start to play with it in as many ways as you alone can come up with before we start getting into prompts and getting into topics. Just begin to start playing with it like that. Now, over here, you're going to see a history of your conversations. Right now, you can just delete these and start a new one. You can come right over and hit delete, and then you'll check mark yes, and that gets rid of this whole thing, and that's fine. Eventually, what we're going to do, though, is we're going to have some over here as we season it or train it to be what we want it to be. We're going to have to leave these open, and they're always going to stay there. A couple little note things. So if you're typing something, it does have a character limit, especially in the 3.5. So it may stop after, for ChatGPT 3.5, it will stop at about 3,000 words. So if you're trying to get it to write a book or a really long post or anything, you want to get it to do chapter by chapter, not try to do the whole thing at once. ChatGPT 4 goes all the way up at current in May of 2023, 25,000 words as of last count. I'm sure I can't get it to do this, but as it is typing out the messages like I showed before, or the response to whatever we've asked, occasionally it just stops. We asked it for 10 bullet points or 7-day diet, and day 4, day 6, it just stops. All you got to do is come right down here and put please continue, and then it will continue. I think you can even do that if you exceed the 3,000 word limit. It'll keep writing, and then it hits the 3,000 words. Then you can hit please continue, and it'll continue on. I would recommend, though, trying to keep it shorter. Like I said, write it chapter by chapter, response by response, something like that, versus asking it to continue. You'll get a much better response. But just begin to play around with it. That is just signing in. That is the difference between those two. That is what these are. Then if we come over to the ChatGPT 4, what am I struggling with tonight? Why am I struggling so bad with that tonight? They do have some different things, such as browsing is being tested right now. So 3.5 will not connect to the internet, and all the information is current up to 2021. On the GPT-4, you can turn on this browsing plugin that has it go out and browse and pull information current from the internet, everywhere from the internet as of right now. So this will probably be pretty standard. Give it a few months at max, and that'll probably be pretty standard. Now, the other exciting thing is we just had plugins launched. I've got none that are enabled right now, but I can go here to the plugin store, and I'm not sure how many plugins we currently have. It's not that many. Let's see if we can get a rough count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 8 on a page, and we got 16 pages. So we got, what is that, 128 or something apps that are plugins that are available in the plugin store. Now that is showing you how early you are to this. Imagine that you are in the App Store on Android or the Apple Store, and there's only 100 or so apps that you could download. This, my friends, was just launched and is the very beginning. And a lot of these are probably janky and a little bit slow and struggling on some on their functionality, but everything is going to, just like your smartphone, just continue to get better with time, month after month, week after week, year after year, etc. Again, so these are only available to the people that have upgraded to GPT-4, which is currently at $20 a month. I don't think it's necessary for you to go there yet until you really start using this to make money or for your work or something like that. Right now, just stay in 3.5, have some fun, learn it, and that's where we're going to start. Just start playing around with it, and then we'll advance as we move along.